Okay, we're back. We're on the driver's side. Still don't have gear oil in it. It's only about noon. I want to let it sit 24, but we're going to put our brakes back together. Almost 24 hours, so we put that gear oil in there. That'll be about the last thing I do. I'll clean that vent tube a little bit before. I've kind of cleaned the inside of it out. I'm going to replace the vent tube. Let's see. I want to do that last. You know, put the gear oil in last. These brakes, they slip in. This goes on the other side. It's not hard two-handed. And you gotta work these. Pull these guide pins out. As you do it, I had to reach over and use the other. So pull the guide pin out. Kind of grab it back here. There we go. See, they sit out and they'll hit on these when you're going to try to install it. So you'll have to pull out a little on them. The rubber kind of gives them spring-loaded, makes them feel spring-loaded. It bounces them to center. The rubber boots do on them, but so those are done. And now we'll put our 10mm headed bolts, fasteners back in. Get it started by hand. It's always a good practice. See, I still have the 1/2-inch hex nut drain plugs with their crush washers here. It's a 1/2-inch hex Allen. Fits that perfectly. Those will go in when I go to fill it. You know. Put all my bolts and stuff in here together for each side. You know, this is the driver's side. So I know all the driver's side stuff's in here. See, look, I do the same thing for the passenger side. You gotta lay yourself. I'm not gonna anti these again. I got enough on them still. Well, now that those are on, we'll tighten them up with our 10mm here. Grab a ratchet. So here goes the ratchet. So here we go. These aren't very tight. Usually only torque these to about 15 foot-pounds. 15-20 foot-pounds. They don't need to be killed on here. You know. They're not going to work loose, trust me. I'm a technician. I've been working on cars for 10 years. I've been a technician for about 6 years. Never had one come loose on me. And that's how you put those back on. And so, now I'll do the other side. Don't think you need to see that. And we'll come back after we're filling our axle and cleaned up our stuff. You don't want to watch me pick up and clean up and do the other side. I think my later projects is going to be to, I don't know if you can see it, but the undercoating from factory starting to see crack and chip. I think one of my next things is going to be come in and sandblast it off, racing seal, and make it look nice. I think these arms will be replaced here in the near future. These are your trailing arms, and the Watts link arms. So we have new carrier, new gears, 355, got new bearings, a reshim, set tolerances, got a new pinion seal to take the drive shaft down. We have our brakes back on. We're getting close to filling her, and that's been curing overnight with the drain plug and fill plugs out of the differential. We are getting close here. This is getting nice. It won't be long till we've got it taken care of here. And that'll be nice because I can drain the fluid, clean the magnets, and take care of it easier. I like to service mine about every 50,000 on my rear end, 40 to 50,000 so miles, and we're gonna use some Valvoline full synthetic for break-in, and then I think from there we're gonna drain that out after about 8 or 10,000, and I'm gonna switch it to Royal Purple 7590. So that's gonna be our break-in procedure this rear end. So alrighty, we'll be back with more. Alright, we're back under the car. Have our brakes on, one tire on, one wheel on, I guess I should say. I'm ready to put my drain plugs back in and fill it. It's about 5 o'clock the next day. I did this about 7 o'clock the day before. Left all 3 plugs out. Even the check plug from behind by the drive shaft. Should have got enough air circulating. Again, we're gonna fill this with the 7590 synthetic. We're gonna leave it in there a little bit. It meets the GL5 Ford standards. Got limited slip additive already in it. So here's the what we got our gear carrier out of, a low mileage gear carrier, 355. Rear axle ratio on an 8.8. 35,000 miles on a wrecked car. So got the used carrier. We got one brand new axle. I'll not use a used axle. Sorry people, I have issues. That was low enough, and I got a good enough deal on the carrier. We'll go ahead. So we did. Now if that's in, we'll take our 1/2 inch, drive Allen here, hex head. Get this ready. We'll just tighten this side down. There we go. This ratchet only puts out about 25 foot-pounds, this particular one. It's lithium 12 volt. She's a wing wanger. No, no. She's a wing wanger. You know, I didn't want a lot of torque. I wanted to run fasteners. Now, you get a lot of torque in this stuff. This is where it takes two hands. So I'm going to start filling and checking and filling, and we're going to go from there, and I'll come back with you, and we're going to probably, while we have her up, tune that fuel filter again. I've got one. She's still, she's a clean little car, and we're gonna make her nice again. I noticed under here this little hose is coming apart. And that looks like a PEX clamp. How interesting. And that goes up there to the evap stuff, the side of the tank. It's evaporative, it looks like. Neat evap. So let's see, we got looks like maybe the valves. Charcoal canister. Yeah, charcoal canister maybe. Something along those lines. Yeah, that one must go all the way back up front. That might be fun, because it looks like it runs through the frame. Wow. It's commitment Ford to get that through there. Well, it's going to need it. And I don't want it under the vehicle, so guess what? It can go back the way it came. Looks a bit crusty. Oh, I see. Oh, I see too. Visual inspection is key. Holy crap. Okay, well, that's good to know. It looks like I have more work to do under here. It's probably going to be another day video. I just keep finding wonderful surprises with this car. But I love this car. I don't know why. It doesn't have the chrome trim, and I found this touring sedan. I mean, look at that. She doesn't have any rust. Barely surface patina on this exhaust at 240, but it's a Southern car. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. That's just wonderful. I mean, just surface patina. Still see all the stickers on the axles. 240,000. This is great. So I just love this car. So I want to restore it. I do. But she's going to take some love. So we're going to give her love. A lot of love. So, you know, going to be a lot of videos. A lot. So I'm going to let you go. Pour this in. And then I'll come back when we're all together. Alrighty. I'll be back.